I pled guilty to the Alaska bear law violation because I'm guilty of the Alaska bear law violation. But isn't it fascinating that not only had I never heard of this law, and are you a hunter yourself? Every game law since the late 1800s, every game law says basically the same thing. You saw my piece. Upon taking possession of the animal, the tag must be applied. And for those that don't hunt, if you're allowed 6 bass and you're reeling one in, but it gets off the hook, that ain't one of the 6, is it? You hit a dove, you a dove hunter? If you puff a little feathers off the dove and you're allowed 12, well, that dove kept flying. That ain't one of the 12, is it? The law has always been possession. For 60 years I've been doing that. Hunting in Alaska for 35 years, same law. You take possession of that bear or that moose or that caribou, you've got to put the tag on it, which I always do. I have never hunted without a license, permit, or tag legally that I'm required to have. I have never hunted out of the season. I have never hunted after dark with a light, you know, the typical poaching things. I don't break game laws. My dad had kicked my ass. Plus, I found myself in a position of representation of this honorable sport many years ago, so I've been squeaky clean to make sure I don't break any laws. Because I'm convinced that the U.S. Attorney in Alaska heard directly from Eric Holder, get Nugent. I'm convinced of that.
Do you have any evidence of that?
Nope. Other than huge circumstantial indicators that not only has my attorney, a lifetime guide and outfitter in Alaska, never heard of the law, the bear hunters in Craig, in South, by the way, this law only exists in the southeast area. Doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. The judge on record in Ketchikan, the area where this is the law, lifetime resident of Alaska, hunter, on record in the court, I have to admit, I've never heard of this law either. I pled guilty, number one, because I am guilty. Number 1A, I'm shocked that the judge would admit he's never heard of the law and that he never heard of anybody that heard of the law and didn't dismiss the case. Evidence to my liking, my dislike, that there's pressure on him to accept this plea that was negotiated for 3 years, threatening me with a year in jail and a felony conviction.
They were threatening you with the felony. And so you
Remember
feel like they were
dead or in jail?
You think they're coming after you?
No, I don't think anything.
This is an example.
They're coming after me.